Good morning. So they have been laying on my grow bag, so they have plenty of cat fur on them. So here are my sprouts. Here is my original greens that I had planted, and they're all sprouting. Things are looking a little leggy. Oh, and then back here, we got onion, cucumber, eggplant, and it looks like the onion and the cucumber are sprouting. And then there's one, whatever, oh crap. Looks like there's a little mold in here, to be honest. Oh no. Well, let's see. Which one was this one? Chives. But despite the mold, it looks like everything's doing okay. So I'll do that later. And then here was probably the other original batch that I did. So I had succession sowed. So one was planted sooner than the other, but it looks like these are sprouting as well. And then this is my unknown tray. And honestly, nothing sprouted from here, even though I planted this first. Except for one thing. And it was all of these same. But those ones sprouted. Hello, yes, good morning. Good morning. Hello, everyone. Hello. Alright, so it's one of those days where I decided to treat myself to some plant shopping. I always look forward to these days. I usually hit up multiple stores. I did end up going to Home Depot, as you see here, but I also went to Lowe's and picked up even more flowers. But at Home Depot, they had so much inventory. They got so much more in compared to Lowe's initially. Lowe's has definitely caught up and they are bursting at the seams with all sorts of planty products. So I've just been enjoying going everywhere right now because, I mean, it's prime time in the garden and there's so much good inventory. So my goal today is to get flowers because I want to encourage the pollinators and I love seeing bees in my garden. It's such a good sign. Ladybugs are adorable and all of these things are going to help my garden in the long run. So I need to make it a natural habitat and a nice home for my local ecosystem. So yeah, as you saw in the beginning when I did my seedling update, I had actually brought some of my tomato seedlings inside because we got a mini little cold front. It went down to the 50s, and I know seedlings, like when you're trying to sprout stuff, you're supposed to keep them nice and warm to encourage germination. So I brought them inside and I put them on the floor and my cats knocked them over. So I had actually just picked up soil. And then I went to move my seedling tray to my shelf because I had cleared out a spot for the cats and they had been using it, but I hadn't seen anyone there for a really long time. So I start grabbing my seedling trays to place them on that empty shelf space to clear our table. And Calcifer, what do you know, just gets really interested and decides that he wants to go onto the shelf. So as I'm trying to put the trays down and I see him jumping on that spot, I'm like, what the heck? Now you choose to come here. So then I start moving the tray away and it slipped out of my hand and fell onto the floor. And I was just like, of course this would happen to me. It really, really sucks. Honestly, like, I mean, you might only understand this if you're also clumsy, because you know how some people think being clumsy is cute? Well, it's not. It's extremely tedious and tiring. I had literally just cleaned up soil, just swept my floors. I went over my floors twice because they were really dirty. So I did like a really thorough job of sweeping and I like busted my butt cleaning the house to make it look good. And then I drop the seedling tray and I get fresh soil on the floor all over again. It's extremely frustrating being clumsy. I mean, it is so dumb. I'll be holding like a drink in my hand and sometimes it'll just fall out. I don't understand. Please explain. If I had like like a game builder in Dungeons and Dragons where you have your stats, I would be extremely low on dexterity. I think Ideally though, like that would be kind of fun in the video game world, like trying out ridiculous character builds and stats, but in the real world, you know, that stuff can be really annoying if you have extremely low dexterity. So I'm just tired of cleaning up mess, and I mean the cats don't help. So that's been a struggle. So I definitely like have had to move things around. Like when Freya was a kitten, I had my shelves next to our like bar counter, and she really enjoyed jumping from the counter onto my plant shelves. So I had to like reformat our living room. I really like the layout now, but you know, when you have like animals, little ones, pets or whatever, you definitely have to rethink where everything is and kind of improvise and go as you learn, like how I guess they're interacting in the space. So I was like, okay, that shelf cannot be there. It has to be in another location. So very recently, on top of all this, you know, flower shopping and tree buying and all my purchases, I did decide to do a drip irrigation installation. So just look at one of my previous videos. I did a little video overview of it. And so basically this will make it so much easier in the summer, because last summer, this is the year that I'm like, I'm going to try vegetable gardening, right? But I had actually tried last year and it was a fail because the summers got really hot. It was like 110, felt like 120, like those types of temperatures. And it would get so hot that I would just look outside my window and I'd just be like, no, I'm not going outside right now, especially after work when I'm really tired. And so I was like, so against being outside in the heat that I was like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna let them die. I do not want to go outside right now. And so last summer I kind of failed. I just let everything die. I was like, hell no, I am not going outside. And so yeah, I feel like doing drip irrigation is gonna make the summer a lot more bearable, because there are definitely days where I just do not want to be outside. So this year, I'm definitely a lot more prepared, and I have my drip irrigation installed. Now, none of my flowers and seedlings are hooked up to the drip irrigation, but I will be, you know, bringing it to all of my fruit trees, my berries as well. And then I think I'm just gonna get like a sprinkler system for the flowers. I'm not sure what I want to do with them yet, but I don't want to think about it or do anything too complicated. But the bulk of everything I have to worry about is pretty much finished. So I ended up going with some blue hydrangea and some pink, it's called azaleas, and some yellow marigolds. Marigolds are supposed to be really good in the garden. They're supposed to have a specific scent to them that helps deter pests. People say you can smell it. I might have terrible sense of smell. I don't really know what they're talking about. But my favorite colors are pink and blue, and so I was definitely biased here. And then I also ended up picking up some fuchsia from Lowe's that I added, and they are purple and pink and just so cute. Alright, so here are the finished results of planting my new flowers in my favorite colors for the most part. Pink, purple, and blue. This is totally my style. The fuchsias are so cute. A lot of people online said they had trouble with this and hydrangeas in my zone. I'm going to keep them in full shade and keep them well watered and keep an eye on them, of course, as well. But yeah, it looks beautiful and I love it so much. Good morning, babies. Hi, Freya. Hi. Good morning. Yes, Cloud, Henry, the Calcifer. He's looking so happy. Calcifer. Hi, baby boy. Ooh, it's drizzling. So, it's really humid out right now. And the last time it was this humid, it did not rain. But right now, it's raining! Oh, that's so nice. Because hopefully that'll help release the humidity since it's coming down as rain. Right? Okay. Hello! Meow! So, yeah. Alright. It's raining! It's raining! Right when I wanted to work outside, of course. Well. So there's plenty of garden chores. I've been really busy since February, pretty much the start of this year. Preparing my garden, purchasing things, getting supplies, getting flowers to encourage the pollinators. I've made so many trips to the store. I also, like, for all of my fruit trees, I basically added compost to all of them. I added mulch and I refreshed them all, added fertilizer, etc., etc. So it's been really long. I'm kind of feeling really tired. I can't wait to see the end of it. But I have so many trees coming into the mail, so we're just getting started. But once it's over, I am ready to just sit back and enjoy. Except that I have some landscaping goals. So basically, yes, I did the drip irrigation. I'm gonna be expanding that. I still have to bring the drip irrigation to my blueberries and do all of the work over there. And then as well, I want to do some landscaping. I want to do some pathways, and I also bought lumber for the first time with my mom. So I watched a bunch of videos on YouTube, of course, because I'm always on here. And I was saying that people built a garden bed using garden stones, and they were able to fit 2 by 12 by like whatever planks of wood. And so the garden stones had little nooks for the planks to fit in perfectly. So you want it to be like 2 inches wide or depth in order to fit into that little nook. And then, yeah, you just put your planks in, add the stones on the end, and it was really simple and easy. So when I watched several videos of people doing this, I was like, yes, that's exactly what I'm gonna go do. And then I also learned that they cut the lumber for you at the store. So, like, I'm a complete noob, okay? I didn't know this. There's so much. Like, life is a perpetual journey, right? You're always learning. So I learned that they'll cut it for you as well. So I went to the store with my mom. We got some lumber. We had them cut it, and I was just so excited. I was very happy for having her over. We had lunch and everything, so it was a day. And then because we were in her car, I knew I could fit everything because it definitely was not going to fit in my car. So it worked out perfectly having her visit, and it enabled me to get the supplies that I needed. And basically, she was also really impressed, and she didn't know that they cut the lumber for you as well. So, you know, life is perpetual learning. I watched several videos of shosugi ban as well, or Japanese flame burning technique to help preserve wood. Because when you're doing raised garden beds, you don't want to do any toxic sealants or do treated wood. So I got all natural, untreated wood. I ended up going with pine because they didn't have the 2-inch depth with cedar. Cedar is more expensive, so I saved a lot of money. And I was actually able to borrow supplies. My dad had a torch. But yeah, I'm really lucky that I'm able to borrow supplies from my dad because it helps me save money. And he was also like eager to come and help us with the torch the next day. I was not expecting them to come into town. I was going to do the project by myself. But when I got a text message saying that they wanted to come help us, I was like, yeah, and then we can hang out again. And then we got a nice dinner, and I ended up treating my parents, so we paid for it, and I just was like, I want to say thank you for everything that you guys done for us, you know, letting us borrow supplies, always being there for us, etc., etc. And I had a really good night. I felt really happy that day. I am so lucky. I'm so supported and loved by my parents. I also ended up finding more fuchsia at Lowe's, and they were definitely like more beautiful. I guess it's called like a double petal compared to the first variety that I found, and I picked those up as well. So I got a pink and purple variety and like a pink and light pink variety, if that's how you would describe it. But yeah, I really like that I was able to find these ones at Lowe's and add to my fuchsia collection. I definitely prefer these new ones a lot better, to be honest, because the flower is just so much prettier and full looking. All right, so now for some gardening updates. So my reindeer cherry tree that came in, initially I had put some limb spreaders on it to encourage the top two branches to create the scaffolding branches, but I decided I wanted to go even lower. So here I am just deciding to go back in and hard pruning that cherry, and then it'll start branching at a even lower height. And here is the update, and you can see that it has several sprouts going from the tree, and I'm really excited. It's really good placement. So yeah, looking forward to that, and it's starting to wake up and come alive. My lemon is blossoming like crazy right now. Oh my gosh, there's a little ladybug. So cute. This is the key lime, budding out a lot as well. And then the Persian lime with lots of little buds. But look at this lemon. So many flowers. It looks so good. Oh my gosh. I can't wait. Here's my Roma tomato. It's got a little flower. And the grape. This, I believe, is some wild flowers. And then some cat grass sprouting for the kitties. You can kind of see the bee buzzing around. Oh, he's trying to get the flower. Oh, he's doing that thing that they say bees do, where they like go around a plant and just look at it from different angles to remember where it is. He's like, all right, this flower is right here. Oh, it's so funny. He's like scanning it in different spots. So cool. Got a bunch of fuchsia that I bought recently. It's looking so beautiful. And everything is coming alive. We're seeing the first green sprouts. It's March 7th today. Everything's waking up. So cool. Oh my gosh. This pink lady just took off. I mean, this was just a nub. That's crazy. This one, let's see. This was the cotton candy apium. I mean, just a bit ago, it was just like these little sprouts on the side. And look at it now. Looking so bushy. So cool. Here is one of the plums, also coming alive, sprouting. Ooh, look at this cluster. That's a nice cluster of blueberries. This is the jewel.
Our yard definitely looks like the project yard.
Last but not least, we have all this wild flower growing. The bees are loving it. Evening. You found a cricket? What'd you find over there? Helping me? Oh, she got something. Yeah. What's in the grass? There she goes. So that's all I have for today. Thanks for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And don't forget, go plant a tree.